Wait. We might already be live
We
because it
are live. This
takes
meeting
a while
is
on my end. But I want it to load. I'll mute it and then we can get started.
okay.
Wait. We might already be live. There's no waiting. Okay, we're here. Okay, good. Are we all okay? We're all here.
Yep.
Blah blah. Okay, great. Hi everyone. And welcome to another edition of Poka Reads. And if I remember correctly, this is the eighth edition. It's brought to you
Oh, eight
by,
already.
yes, eight already. Brought to you by Poka Health, which is a period tracker and a women's health app designed for African women by, well, by us. If you don't already have the app, you can download it from your app store. So, as some of you already know, Poka Reads is our monthly book club where we come together to explore stories that speak to womanhood and the many layers of our lived experience. And this month, we're diving into the secret lives of Segi,
Mhm.
Jessie. Okay, Segi, Baba Segi's wives, by the Nigerian poet and author Lola Shoneyin. I hope I got that pronunciation right. At first glance, it is a story of a modern day polygamous family, Baba Segi and his four wives and their children. But as we read on, it becomes so much more. It's a reflection on women's power, fertility, that's a huge theme that comes up, survival, and the quiet rebellion that women stage every day to try and to claim control over their lives in a patriarchal society. So today we'll unpack those themes, share our favorite moments and characters, and reflect on what this story says about womanhood, community, choice, etc. So grab your tea, coffee, matcha, water, whatever you drink, get comfortable, and let's get into the secrets and the truths that make this story so unforgettable. All right, so we'll take turns throughout this discussion to lead on certain segments. And so we'll talk about the themes, the plot, the characters, the writing style, and how we felt about it. But I'll kick off before we sort of dive into the deeper discussion, I'd love to hear from the team, everybody here. What did you make of the plot of the book? And when you finished the book, what was the one emotion or thought that stuck with you most? Who wants to go first?
I could go. Women are bad.
Are
I think
we?
one of the
Trust
things that
women.
came to
Trust
mind.
women.
It was very like
Always
for some
trust
reason,
women.
women
Wait, what
are
did you say? Women are bad.
bad.
Uh,
Yeah, I think that's what like
you know,
it happens in real life
look,
where like,
absolutely
people talk
thinking
about.
I was going to hate.
Wait, are we?
I
I
think
think
we have a delay.
we're live. Yeah.
Jesse, let Elise
Just
go first. I don't know if she's lagging.
yeah, I think she
Yeah, I
is a
think
little
she is
bit.
lagging.
You know how men make a big deal about like things like this in like you say that, oh, some man has broken a woman's heart, like, and then they're like, oh, but women are having kids that are not for the men. Like, like they're always countering it with
What
things
what
like
is a
this.
few kids? What's a
And
few kids?
I know just a few kids here and there. But yeah, I think it just highlights the fact that human women can also be just like men. I think that's what it is, that what men can do, women can also do it, and where
And
women
do
in tech
better.
can do better. Yeah.
Okay, great. Jesse had a hot take.
This you
Jesse,
were
can you
saying
hear?
something?
I said you had a hot take.
Sorry, hi, sorry, I'm back. I had internet
Yeah,
issue.
I said you had a hot take of your first impressions. What did you thought of the plot when you finished the book, sort of the emotions that stuck around with you?
Ah, plot,
Um,
first impressions. I liked it. A few pages in, I sort of knew where I was going, especially because when they got married, the shagged. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, there's a bit
Yeah.
of a lag, but we can hear you.
You're choppy a little bit.
Oh,
I know.
so the internet connection is unstable here. Yeah, I ended up liking everybody. I really like this book. I found it very, very interesting and funny. And I know it's people's real life. For some reason, I just thought they were all joking. It was like a comedy show to me. And I would like to watch this on TV as a comedy show, not a drama. Um, yeah, generally I liked it. I like the plot.
Great. Then I want to hop in.
Yeah, it starts out very lighthearted, and so like I enjoy it, but I feel as if maybe not to jump ahead, but some in the at the end, to answer your question at the end, I left the book feeling a little bit sad.
Hmm.
Hi.
Yeah, because I was like, yeah, I was a little bit sad. I didn't go into it or even feel necessarily sad through the book, but at the end, it felt a little bit like you could have given us a happy ever after, like a proper happy ever after. And I didn't get it here, so I was a little bit sad at the end. But it's a good book. It's interesting. It touches on like really important themes,
Mm.
and some people do get a happy ever after ish. But I guess we'll get to that.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because I think from what I've read, people are feeling like everybody won in the end.
Yeah.
A lot of people feel like everybody got what they wanted or they won in the end. And so in some ways it's a happy ending and perhaps not so realistic, but we can dig a little bit into that later on. But yeah, I mean, as usual, I never know what I'm going to get when I go into these books. I have no sort of real expectations, but I was pleasantly surprised by this book. I really enjoyed reading it. It was a sort of an attention grabber of a book. They were such complex and nuanced characters, and there's the ones that you start off sort of despising, and then even though they're still evil, you're like, kind of get it, you know what I mean? Like, uh, so we can dig a little bit into that, but generally, yeah, I thought it was a good book. To think of it as a modern day polygamy story was a little bit maybe took me a bit off guard because I mean I don't know how modern day it is because I don't know if the dates were ever shared, but it's not something that I imagine occurs or even is still occurring. Maybe I'm not tapped into
I'm
reality,
surprised.
you know? So yeah, we can talk about whether polygamy is something that's still sort of prevalent right now. And yeah, anyways, so those are sort of our first impressions, and I'll sort of jump us off with like our first theme, and then we can, hand over to maybe one of the other team members to bring up another theme they observed. But one theme that I sort of picked up on was um the theme of like women's power and survival, right? So how do you guys think each of the wives in their respective sort of roles as first wife, second wife, third wife, sort of wield their power, if any at all? And whose strategy do you think is most effective? Because in many ways, they're all vying for his attention and for control over the household.
Hmm. I feel like the first wife had a lot of power, or is that just me? I think
Yes.
she was like the
Yeah.
ringleader. Yeah. She was, and also like I think that like the first wife and Baba Segi actually they made me cringe a little bit like in some parts, but yeah, she was ringleader. I feel like she was the one holding like wearing the pants, you know. Yeah.
And what would you say
Yeah,
her,
probably.
her strategy was when it comes to like power?
I think she just wielded the fact that I was here first. Like we were in love longer, whatever it was. Like I gave him permission to get the next one, so something like I think it was just very, yeah, it felt that way to me. And the fact that she started the whole ring, like the whole plan, made me feel okay. Yeah. She's the one in charge. I can't even remember her name.
Segi. Yes.
Yeah, Segi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Segi.
Segi.
Yeah.
Okay, so any other thoughts on how each wife sort of wields their power, claims power, first of all, because it's a household that you have to go into and kind of establish yourself, or you get walked over, as we see some characters do get walked over. So what is the strategy that each wife is using and which one's most effective in your opinion?
I mean, there's also Femi, who's the third wife. Also, is she second or third? I think
Third,
she's second.
third,
She comes before Tope, right? Or
yes.
she comes
No,
after
after,
Tope. Yeah, so
after.
there's
After
Femi
Iyatope.
who, so she's the third, okay. Who comes here? She's specifically trying to escape her life. So it was never about Baba Segi. It was just about I need to escape my life while also having my life. So she just needed somebody to kind of give her a way to survive on her own terms. I feel like for me is actually such a caricature of Christianity,
Oh my
of
gosh.
Christian woman.
Yes.
Because what are you saying that God is on my side and you're doing all these evil things? What are you saying? But hopefully we'll get into the religion theme as well. But she was such a caricature, and I guess her power was the cooking and the cleaning, which is how she grew up. So
Mm,
that's what she knew how to do, and she did it very well. I loved her cleaning. Like as a person that likes like the idea of clean spaces, I liked reading that she was like scrubbing things from top to bottom and leaving everywhere shining. But that was how she endeared herself to the household. You know, she would clean and cook for them and
mhm,
was happy to be left alone to do all the cleaning because that was like the way that she made herself valuable to the
mhm.
household.
Perfect. Yeah. Yes, that's interesting. So now we have two wives. One sort of has inherent power because they were there first. And then the second one kind of claims power by appealing to Baba Sigi's stomach and to basically the cleanliness of the home. Jesse, any thoughts on the theme of power in the story in the book?
And Iya for me is the Christian, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
also, I guess, made herself powerful by making everybody else look bad. I specifically remember the scene. I hope she's a right wife I'm talking about, where they were going for an event and she made everyone else look so bad and terrible, and then she looked great, and Baba Segi was proud to have her by his side, and
Yeah.
so even from the kind of reading about the kind of woman she is. She will make you look bad. She will what happened in her previous life in grandma's house. She wants to raise herself by putting everybody else down,
Mhm.
So that's also another way she claimed power.
Yes, good observation. I was going to add that she pride herself in being, I guess, the most beautiful until the last wife came. Because the way she describes the other women, right? One is like large and rotund, the other one is just a villager
Large and in charge.
large and in charge. The other one's, whatever, like a villager who doesn't know how to take care of herself. And then there's her, who she felt like the most sophisticated until the educated one came along.
Yeah, and
Uh,
even the way she spoke about her children and her children were conceived. We'll get
Precious
there.
children.
yes, exactly.
Like,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
she distinguishes herself by putting everybody else
Herself.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a strategy that some women will use. Yes, absolutely. Bolanle's power. I mean, I think she had inherent power as well by being the newest piece, like the shiny new thing. And so she didn't really have to sort of I guess exert any power over the women by mere fact that she was new, the newest wife, she sort of held a special place in Baba Shigi's heart, and also that she was educated. I think that was a power that she
Yeah, that was
probably didn't. Well, no, she knew she had it, and
nothing new.
yeah, she
Yeah.
knew. I was gonna say maybe she didn't know. No, she knew. She knew that
She
distinct.
expected to be respected.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, she came in and wanted to like teach the kids and even teach the other wives to read. So she did come in a little some way. Like you don't come in to a household and already think that you're better and that, you want to educate the others. So that might have not gone so well in her favor. Um, But I also thought that she wielded power by being not very easy to provoke. So with all the little jabs that she was getting, I think she held sort of like a power within herself where she didn't give the women the reactions they wanted. She didn't explode. She didn't retaliate. She didn't do any of that. And so it left a lot of their efforts flat, and in some ways sort of showed them how really strong that she was. So yeah, that was another form of power. Can we talk a little bit about Iyatope? Because I feel like none of us, she didn't make quite the impression. How do we think
Wasn't it?
she had?
Well, I
Yeah.
liked her. I really like her. She
Really?
What
was
did you like
kind.
about her?
She was kind to Bolanka. Yes, she was a bit of a coward, but she was kind to
She was, I guess, she didn't do anything. That's
She was
yeah, the
just
best.
there,
She didn't do
also.
anything. She
No,
was part of the number.
sometimes it's easy to think that, when you're in a situation, you'll speak up and you'll be the one to be the fighter. But she's in a house where these other two women are more powerful than she is.
Yeah.
And to the point where they'll literally kill to sort of get their way. What could she do? She was kind to the girl. She gave her food. She would maybe hide meat under the food for her. She never treated her with disrespect. I liked her.
Yeah. But do we think she had any power in the household? I would say no.
Not at
If she
the
had
start.
any,
Maybe at the end, but definitely not at the start.
yeah, if she had any
Also,
say in the house.
not like I feel like she wasn't very like she didn't, and I wouldn't say it didn't bother her because like you can't even tell, but it was like she was just content to be there, you know? Like this is it, like it's
She wants
just
to part of the number. Like,
exactly,
just
I'm
count
there,
me,
that's
please.
fine. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Iyatope is not innocent because she joined the plan.
Yes, exactly. No, Iyafemi, you mean?
No, she didn't. She didn't
Oh,
join. She
Tope.
found
Yeah,
out.
Tope joined the plano, and she seemed to be the one that enjoyed it the most. So,
No,
No,
what plan are we talking about? What are you talking about?
yeah,
not the
Tope
killing
joined the
plan. The
plano.
plan of having children with other men. They
Other
all
men.
joined the plan.
Ah, right,
Make
right,
sure.
right, right. Okay,
Friend,
okay. The
friend
main
joined the plan.
plan, not the side quest.
No, not the main quest.
But I'm saying Iyatope seems to have enjoyed it the most with her a
But
butcher lover. She
I'm
couldn't
telling you, I was so happy for her.
3 days
Get
after
it,
giving
girl.
birth. 3 days after giving birth, she was like, she couldn't stay away from that
Hmm.
D. I was like, excuse me, is that even possible?
No, I don't even imagine this. What? Lie down, drink some water.
Exactly. Anyways, okay.
Not me telling myself doing it really, really good
She did.
because 3 days after
That leads
birth,
for sure.
that's wild. That's wild.
All right, cool. So that's just to warm us up. I don't know if we want to sort of have a go around talking about the other themes that we kind of observed. Yeah.
Unpopular
There's like
opinion.
the large theme. Okay, go on.
I don't think women are bad. So the
Oh,
theme of not in that for the main plan, I don't think so. The side quest where they try to kill someone, yes, evil, all the bad words.
the
But
big one, no. Okay.
as I was reading, I felt that, in the past, and also to your point about when this book was set, I think it was set in the early 2000s. I saw 2001 somewhere.
Okay.
So early 2000s, that's it's even now, depending on where you're from, fertility or infertility is usually linked to the woman, not even depending on where you're from. Generally speaking, infertility is linked to the woman. So if
Mhm.
you're coming from a society where a man is never ever going to be suspected of being infertile, and when a baby is not coming from a marriage, it's going to be you, and you're the one who's going to be evil, and you're the one who's going to be shunned, you're the one whose husband is going to leave you. You do what you can to have your baby. And when I was reading
Wild.
from their perspective, I mean, I sort of understood, not excusing it, but understood why a woman would do that in those times. Now you
Also,
have
it's not
Those
you can
times,
go
time.
to
it's not
hospital
that far
and
away.
figure out
Oh.
No, but
Yesterday,
it also depends on the society and the community. These are people who are not educated. Even Bolanke or Polanle, I keep forgetting the name. Polanle had to drag Baba Segi to the hospital, and only because he sort of had a very soft spot for her, and she's educated, and he went begrudgingly, he didn't go willingly. So these women are uneducated. They probably know nothing about. They did. They knew it was Baba Segi's fault. But again, they're in a society where if you are not giving birth, no one is going to blame Baba Segi. They're going to blame you. You will have a bad time. So I mean, do what you must to survive, I guess. And I felt like that's what they did.
More than survive.
Because she was the one. Iyaseki was the one struggling. She was the one drinking all of the bitter medicine. She was the one being prayed over, sent to medicine men. Like, you just want this to stop. I mean, I understand it.
Fix your problems.
I completely understand it.
Not to say that women aren't bad, but yes, this sort of circles around the theme of survival, which we can dig into a little bit later. But in many ways, they did it not only to protect themselves, but to protect Baba Segi's ego, his manhood, his manliness, which is how in some ways like this is in some ways how the story even concludes. It's like, well, let's not break up our household because this will sort of bring him down in society's eyes as a man. And so even though this is a lie, let's continue to live it, because the opposite of that would be for other men to know that he's not as manly as he is. He's not man enough, that kind of thing. So I think in many ways they did it, yes, for themselves, but also to I don't know if this is brainwashing but like they bought into the idea that the value of a man comes from his ability to provide and to, father children.
I mean, yeah, Baba Shagi actually, like, even somewhere in the beginning where he went to his friend, what's his name, Master or something, like the school guy,
Teacher.
Yeah, like, you know how he was very like everyone was like, one of the guys talked about the fact that even though he's I don't know, not the brightest or something, at least he gets the job done. He's able to have kids. And I was like, of course, like the guy feels like if he can't have kids, he's really
he's nothing.
Yeah.
And all the attention was on describing the girth and size of his man.
His big testicles.
Yeah,
and the fact that we don't even know the names of the women except Bolanle. And even Baba Segi himself, sort of, it throws light on the issue of the importance of having kids and your entire identity. So,
yeah,
can you really blame Iyaseki? Not for that particular one, not for everything else. She went through it in the beginning. She went through it. She was forced to marry a man she didn't love. She was given bitter medicine, taken to all of these dark and hideous places because she could not give birth. And then she's like, okay, I want this to stop. She finds a way to make it stop.
Iyaseki, you can have one child and stop. Iyaseki said, no, let's make it a round number.
I know.
Are we skirting over the fact that
she could have kept going, but she didn't?
Iyaseki is actually lesbian. Are we skirting around that fact that she likes women?
Right?
I don't. Hang on.
Are we skirting around the fact that actually
I saw that
for women?
I saw that.
No, I think I missed that. So where is this part happening at?
Yeah,
I read the book a while ago and I must have skipped over.
Yes. So
the first perspective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead, Jessie.
The first time it's you read from her perspective. She has a crush on this woman, an orange seller or something, and the way it's described, it's not just a crush. It's Iyaseki is a lesbian.
Right, Iyaseki should know that relationship that she can't have babies there. So
no, Iyaseki in another life
from her in that relationship.
Yeah, in another life would have pursued, because she stalked the woman. She described how she liked her body and how she was a little bit envious about how she was attracting all the men. She stalked her to wherever she was, and sort of wanted to amass money so she could keep her. Like she even used those kind of expressions where I want to get a lot of money. If I had a lot of money, I would take her and keep her, and so other men or other people couldn't access her. So she has this whole, and so for me as well, when we maybe dig into characters a little bit, I would say Segi was the most masculine, or displayed the most masculine traits among all the women in terms of her love for money. Right? The woman just said, I love to touch money. I like to do this. I mean, not to say women don't love
Money
money.
is quite feminine.
That's feminine.
I mean, yes, I think, anyways, we're on, okay, we're on themes. Nanadra, you had something about overarching theme. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was just saying that I think the overarching theme, I mean, like the pervasive theme is the maybe patriarchy, but also the conversation around fertility and having kids, and how that seems to be what gives you value as a person in society. And yes, again, no, but Baba Segi's focus was very much on, hey, I have 7 kids.
Yeah.
Like, if I have nothing at all, I have fathered 7 kids, he never talked about how big his house was, how nice his car, his money is always, I have 7 kids. Like, these kids are the jewels in my crown. So and knowing that his wives were not going to be the ones that would take that away from him or let him think that he cannot actually father children. So I guess they had to do what they had to do to be able to keep him happy, but like Jessie was saying, to keep themselves also happy, knowing that this matters in this context. I have, like, if I'm a person that has no real prospects, unlike someone like Bobolanle who can go and get a master's and find a job and travel, like having an education would open doors for her. But if you're Iya Segi or Iya Femi, who is even sadder because she wanted to go to school, but because her parents died, she couldn't go. And because of that, her prospects drastically reduced and she has no skills. All she can do is wash, clean, and have sex. You have to make something out of those things. So she washes, she cleans, and she makes children because that is how she can bring value to the table. So that's I guess that just made me kind of sad. That's where the sadness for me came from. Where at the end of the day, Baba Segi is, I guess, he keeps his joy in that everybody can think he's still a man that has 7 kids, and the wives just they can't escape this life. Now Iya Segi has to live with no longer being Iya Segi because Segi is gone, and she has to live with
Oh,
the
yeah, I forgot that one. Ooh, how
that
could I
was like
forget?
That was so
very
dark.
sad,
That
and
was so dark in
that
the
was so
end.
dark. Oh, the poor
Yeah.
baby girl. I didn't expect that she was going to die. It
Yikes.
was too much.
Yeah, that was a
And now
lot.
he just lived with the idea, the thought that she basically killed her child because of her own actions. And she cannot even leave the place that her child died. She has to live in this house and continue to lie about the things. And I guess her only hope now would be to put it in her kids and make sure that they go to school and have more skill and prospects than her. So they don't end up having no choice but to live the life, the hand that life deals them. Iyatope is stuck, Iyafemi is stuck. Like, they're not going anywhere. They just have to stay in this house and hope that their kids will have a better life than them. But for them, this is the end. This is who they are now. They are their children's mothers and they're their husband's wife. They don't have no identity of their own. So the happy ending for me was that, of course, Bolanle managed to, she can go back to her family. Her parents are kind of, they've heard her out. Her sister is like, everybody's accepting of what's happening in their family now. They are figuring things out, and she can go and maybe find a man that wants to marry only her and will not care if they need to go and get tests and things like that. But that's what the women are stuck. And that really made me sad. Like, it really, really got to me that there's just no prospects for them. And this is how the patriarchy locks you in. Because if they didn't care about having children or feel like that's what their worth was, when they found out that they were not getting pregnant because of Baba Seki, they'll just leave him and go and marry somebody else. But that was not even a thing that they could fathom to be an option that they had. So they had to go through these contrived processes, essentially raping men, but men can be raped in Africa. But
The driver was
the
essentially
driver was
sexually
assaulted.
by
Come on.
Yeah.
He was sexually assaulted.
I mean, he took it and
And a lot
enjoyed
of men,
it,
a lot of young men get assaulted by older women but don't realize it. But he
yeah.
was assaulted by this older woman, and in his mind, I'm enjoying it. But like they just did so many dark things just to uphold the patriarchy, which really, really made me sad. So that's like the theme that
Yeah.
I was thinking about.
And if the tables were turned, it would be a quick, the mother-in-law would
Send
just
her
bring
home.
that woman, take her to her father's house and go and bring another one. It's just so sad. It's really,
So
really
wait,
There are
do
many
we think
women in the sea.
That could have happened. That could have happened if they didn't have kids. Could have happened.
exactly, yeah. But you see, that's the thing. Like they'll think it's the guy's fault. If all of them were being truthful, the truth would have come out eventually, you know?
Eventually.
By
Sad
year
that-
2 of
Exactly.
Iyatope's marriage, she would have found out that this guy can't have kids.
Yeah, it's sad that they had to deal with consequences, and so they decided, okay, let me do this, let me do that. But if she had kept, like, if she had just stayed, and then he of course he'd get upset, go and marry somebody else, and then she also cannot have kids, and then we'll know, oh, you're probably the problem. But that, yeah, that
no, but there's that sense of pride as well. And that's how I think what perpetuates, and I think maybe we circled this a little while ago. That's what perpetuates the patriarchy. Because as a woman, you have pride in being with the kind of man, like a man who's virile and like, you know what I mean? And so even for your own sense of like, I know Nanadra's like,
I
really?
don't know about that, but
But like it's like a man who's sort of that stereotypical, very manly, like big D
Oh,
energy.
so that's not the truth. Why are you lying?
Yeah, and so it's like it might even be embarrassing for you to say, "Oh, I married a man who's impotent." Like, can you imagine women in Africa even now admitting
well, not
to their
impotent.
peers?
Infertile.
Sorry, okay. Impotent is harsh, yeah.
Impotent. I don't think there'll be a
They all
marriage.
would have left that marriage. Impotent. They would have
Yes,
left.
he's potent. He's just not fertile.
After that, I'm
Last,
sure
last,
they would have left.
last, he's potent.
Do we think that this is still okay? So is this still relevant in today's
Absolutely.
Africa?
Yes.
About marrying a man, I have seen people, couples actually say that the man's swimmers are not fast enough, so they've had to have IVF. And I don't view the man any less of a man. I just watch it and then move on with my life. It doesn't affect my thoughts or whatever about the man. And I'm sure the wife is fine as well. I think that if we continue to talk about these things, men will be fine talking about it and will not hold men to unrealistic standards as well. It's fine. Sometimes it happens. It's nature. It's probably nothing you did. Just like if it's from a woman, it's probably nothing she did.
And when Baba said he had a mumps, they said he had a
He had
disease
mumps, yeah.
early on that caused this, and he
That
didn't
was untreated, yeah.
yeah. So Jessie, what you're saying is it's still there, but slowly as we talk about it more publicly, and sharing blame or sort of not assigning blame to the women right away, that hopefully we dispel it. But that I think in most women's realities in Africa, that if you get married, I think the next thing is a baby follows very quickly. And if it doesn't,
We'll start to ask you questions.
Everyone is looking
start to
at you.
ask you
Nobody's looking
questions,
at
and
your
everybody
husband.
starts to look at you, and you feel that pressure. You feel pressure as a woman.
I think also the society. Well, first of all, there's personal, like your personal grit, and then there's also how, like, the kind of people around you. You know what I mean? There's certain, like, even in like Accra and like Kumasi. I mean, I'm talking about places in Ghana because that's what I'm familiar with. But like, people ask you different questions based on where you are. So I've been married 6 years, don't have kids. People be asking me questions. They don't ask, first of all, they don't ask my partner questions. So he's like all rosy and thinking, oh, it's chill. But like, people be asking me questions. I personally cannot be bothered. So, but I feel like if I was somebody that was either trying to have kids or like, like having difficulty, like if I was that kind of, but then I would, like, you know what I mean? It would be a thing where it's like, oh, I'm thinking about. So I guess it depends on people's personal, like where they are in their journey, and also like who's around them, because there are places where you go and people be like, oh, let me pray for you, let me I mean, and people be like when I'm babysitting my nieces, we're like, oh, you also come very soon. Like, it's always so funny to me.
Yeah.
But it's like, there's
If you don't want kids, you say God forbid.
girl, like I have to fight God forgive me, because sometimes I have to fight the urge. Like, like when you do something, like when I worked in rural Volta, like you like do something for a patient and they're like, God bless you, God will give you twins.
Bless you with twins.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
If you didn't want children, dear. Like, are you cursing me?
Yeah.
I'm like, stop being so violent. I've done a nice thing for you, and you speak to me this way. Twins.
So yeah, I guess the environment makes a big difference. And there's also personal preference and personal grit. Some people, these things should be, and it's very cultural that these things get to a lot of people, but they don't openly talk about it. So people are just like in their guise of being nice. Oh, let me pray for you. Or you're also like they're just being
passive aggressive. I hate
yeah.
that.
Very passive aggressive. So I think in the end, I don't know, I think women's value is still attached to motherhood in the end. Like there's all of this happening, certainly, and the conversation is changing, but even in the West, even in all parts of the world, I think the fact of the matter is the bottom is that women's value is still tied to motherhood, unfortunately. Let's see how we change that. Okay. Any other themes that people observed? Or that you want to sort of
Let's
dive
talk
into?
about the religion piece.
Okay.
Because yeah, for me it was like, first of all, the way she found Jesus. What? You
How
went
did
to the
you
market
find
one time
Jesus?
and some man gives you a pamphlet and you're like, yep, I'm a Christian now. And
But
now
there's
that
so many
I'm a
people that do
Christian.
that.
And now it felt like it was nothing internal. It was more like, oh, it sounds like if I believe in this man, he will curse my
Right.
enemies.
Yes,
My enemy
exactly.
being grandma.
Hmm.
So now I'll spend all my time praying and channeling all my energy towards grandma's demise. And not just that, now actively doing things. Like, how did she even get her ill in the first place? She
She put
fell, I
urine
think.
and toilet paper. Not toilet paper.
So
She
I
put
think grandma
urine in her
fell, and then when she
tea.
was recuperating, she kept putting urine in her food. Like,
Yeah.
how is that Christian? But somehow she had convinced herself that this is the path that God has for her. And then she goes on to say, "Touch not my anointed." In this case, she is the anointed.
So
And
she
I'm
can
like,
touch other people,
what?
but they can't touch it.
They cannot touch her. Well, she's going around just
But she
grabbing
was
and
being
touching
touched the whole
everybody.
time by grandma.
Yeah,
Not
I'll
to
but
take
be
this
the
is
Pampers.
contrarian again. I
it's
this is
okay.
a
You're
young
allowed
She
to
had
be
Pampers.
contrarian,
a
but
young woman whose parents have died. She's living in a house where she's treated as
Really badly.
she's basically as nothing. She meets someone. Also, what did this person tell her? I don't remember. I don't know if it was even written. Perhaps something about how because I too have a problem with how some people convert others. They give you they paint this rosy picture of Christianity and you're supposed to have a good life, blah blah blah, all of the things. And so perhaps that's how she came into Christianity, and that's what she thought, that by being a Christian and getting to know Jesus, it means that all of your troubles, your earthly
Are
troubles, will go
gone.
away. If they're not going away, you take matters into your own hand with the help of
You
God
held
behind
God's
you.
hand.
Direct God's hand gently.
Gently.
But she was
You meant to
pushing it.
go
It
here.
wasn't gentle pushing.
Nudge
No,
him in
no,
the
no,
right
no.
direction.
Just pushing God.
Um, because she really needed a break, and then she gets a pamphlet or whatever. She hears that she's going to live a good life, and Jesus is here for you. Jesus will change your life. And she says,
But
"Okay,
that's
like
in
because you
paradise. Yeah, for me says she wants her own right now.
yeah. The only thing that she had no interest in anything he said until he said that Jesus
Her
would punish her
enemies.
enemies. So that's the only part of
so
religion that
that's
she
the man's fault,
well
not
on
your family's fault."
right. But she was
That's
she
not
led the
his messaging.
conversation. Yeah, she led the conversation even in that direction, to sort of say, wait, so if I believe in this guy, will he, punish my oh yeah, of course, he'll punish everybody who goes against him. And that's the
Then I believe now.
yeah, that's the only thing that sort of clicked and converted her, right? So if he hadn't mentioned that, she'd have probably discarded whatever pamphlet and gone on her way. But what made her so vengeful? Because I feel like some of the other women went through equally wicked things, but didn't turn vengeful in the way that Femi did.
I think
Or do we feel like
Femi's
her?
life started out well. That's
Mhm.
the difference. If everybody else's life was just hard from the beginning. Femi was a pampered girl. She slept in the same bed as her parents. She was going to school. They fed her. Like she was on her way to being like Bolanle. And then her parents died and her uncle just destroys her life. So for her, something was taken away. The rest
Mhm.
of them did not, they never
Never
had it in
had
the first place. So I guess they're not missing anything. But for her, it was like, I was on this path and because of the wicked deeds of uncle, his wife, grandma, I've lost these things. So therefore, they are the problem and they need to be punished. And if Christ will help me, then I'm a Christian now.
But I think also that everybody comes to Christianity or what religion they're in. I speak Christianity because I'm a Christian, but everybody comes to Christianity at a different, because of a different situation. If
Yeah.
I am like, some people, like there's an emptiness that Jesus will fill, that some people come to him because of that. But some people feel like, oh, I'm not empty. Some people don't feel like they have that kind of emptiness. You know what I mean? So if you're preaching to them based on, oh, there's an emptiness that will be filled, they're fine. That's not what's going to convert them. Some people, Jesus is our Jireh. He's going to provide for us. Some people know, like they're already well provided for. They can perceive what you mean by Jireh. Everything is already provided for me. So what do you mean? You know what I mean? So everybody has like a different touch point where they come to Christianity. And I feel like, so for her, this was it. If you're going to get rid of my enemies, then here we go, Yeah.
Yeah. But the danger with that is if you say Jesus will provide for you and Jesus is not providing for you, then you've hinged your entire religion on this one fact.
That one thing.
And then everything falls apart.
Grow. Like you come into Christianity, you start to grow and you realize, okay, beyond being direct, he's also like, he's also going to fight my battles, which is what, Femi was looking for. Like he's going to do other things, but he doesn't, like, like there's other things. Even if he doesn't, there might be a reason. Like people don't realize that. Like, but I think what's important is the point at which they come in. As long as they've come, it's like if you're providing things at a homeless shelter to homeless people, right? Someone might need something different. Someone might need a blanket, someone might need a jacket. But the point is that they come in. They might think, oh, I only need a jacket, but later they need socks. Them coming in is how they'll find out, oh, you have socks to give, So like I think it doesn't matter how you come. Once you come in, you'll get what you need from Jesus. That's my thing.
But would we say that
in the end, was she sent out again? Because I remember Baba Segi banned her from going to church or something.
Yes, all of them from going everywhere.
There's Christ. Jesus is in your heart. Stay home.
Everybody should stay now.
Because he knows that if they go out, that's when they'll go and tell people that he's not their children's father.
Bring more children, more fake children.
Yeah.
They'll go and bring more children.
But I guess my final question about AFME and sort of her brand of religion, is this something that's unique to her or something that unfortunately is sort of a perspective that some people perhaps, I don't know, adopt?
I don't think it's unique to her. I see that a lot. And I think that people tie religion to what they can get from it. And I think for me, especially for Christianity, I think that's a very dangerous way of looking at it, because then if all of these things are taken away, your religion falls apart, right?
Yeah.
But lots of people tie that to it, they're able to have a baby. Oh my goodness, God has given me a baby. And if you're not able to have a baby, so God didn't give you the baby. Just generally things like that. But it's especially in Ghana, I am sure it's like the majority of how Christians think and believe.
To use her religion to justify her evil deeds, like they were sanctified by God. Or even when grandma fell, she's like, oh yeah, this is God giving me an opening to punish her further. It'd be like,
you can't say like God will not hurt somebody. We are all God's children. Why is he hurting one of his children?
Because she's wicked. Because she's wicked. Which grandma was
that's one child hurts the other child of God.
Yeah. Funny thing,
she was a terrible person. That's true.
She didn't see anything that she was doing as wicked, even though she was the most evil. If she wasn't in the household,
she committed arson.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I was low-key happy about that one.
We were low-key happy.
The uncle deserved it. Like, you know what I mean? The uncle he sold her into slavery, essentially, and lived her life.
Basically.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that's hard, like I guess hard for every Christian, is thinking about the fact that why are bad people flourishing? Like, why is this person flourishing so much? But I guess sometimes it's like we just think about it as God teaching us patience or whatever. But sometimes it's like a question that I ask. I'm like, so like why is it that good people are like suffering, dying, but like this really evil person looks at least looks like. We don't know what's going
From
on
the
behind.
I'm
outside.
saying they're
It
suffering in
looks
a
like,
different way. They're suffering in
I,
different ways. Yeah. So you don't know what that suffering is. We can only hope. We can only hope that our enemies are suffering in ways that we don't see. Okay. Let's take on, what are we? Okay, God, guys. Okay, let's take one more theme. And then maybe we can, I don't know,
What
go.
about the men? Let's talk about like Tunde and
Taju
Faruku, Taju, Bolanle's boy, and then the meat
and
seller.
Bolanle's rapist as well.
Ugh.
Bolanle's rapist.
Yeah, so how are men
That was
portrayed
fun.
in The Secret Wives of Baba Seji's Wives, and
Patriarchy is just
how are they portrayed? Yeah, it came on.
It's patriarchy.
I liked not to yeah. I mean, one of my favorite characters was Baba Segi, obviously. Really loved him. I did not think I was going to like him when I started reading.
He's a
And
very
then I mean,
Exactly. He's cute.
he's a kind guy.
he's so cute, he's so kind. He
Yeah.
takes care of his wives. He's just so kind. Even with the type of wives he has, he's still very fair.
How he picks his
He
wives.
tries to
He's a
give them
father.
190.
yeah, very
He's a
very
great
guilty
father. He's not, yeah, very lenient to his kids, kind, too lenient. A great provider. He, yeah,
And
he
he
was
thinks
portrayed
that
well. I mean, he still benefited
the
from the
land
patriarchy of
was
it.
gone.
No, but
He
I mean, he was basically
absolutely
portrayed
believed
as a
himself.
buffoon. I feel like Baba Seji is just this kind-hearted buffoon, essentially. Like, I don't, I don't know.
It
Yes.
reminds me of
An
a sitcom
endearing one.
Anybody
Like
has
that's
the
why
level
in my
of,
head it was reading as a comedy because this is a sitcom that
yeah, like he's just this joker. I don't think he has the level of respect, perhaps. He doesn't have the seriousness or the gravitas in his personality to command respect. And so I think he's wealthy, sure, but he's a bit of a joke. Even the way they talk about how like his feelings are expressed in his stomach or something like that, all the loose bowels he has, all the all the like gut movements he has, he vomits on himself. Like the man is just
He's a buffoon,
he's always
but like
smelling. Something
an
is,
adorable one.
I
but
liked him.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, exactly. So I think he's a lovable character because he's just this you imagine that this teddy bear of a guy, completely kind of like unhinged in many ways, but at the core of him he has a great heart. And I think that's why he sees good in all his wives, marries with really no discretion. I don't think he has a sort of standard.
Abandoned.
If I like you, you're coming with
He's
me.
actually not marrying you because he likes you. He's marrying you to do you a favor. His middle two wives.
You get
He
a
only
marriage.
chose
You
the
get a
But
marriage.
last one.
Lonely.
He
Yeah.
only yes, Bolano is the only
So
one he
he's the
chose.
first
that
and the
he liked.
last. He chose the first.
Yeah,
But
the
the
first
other
and the
two,
last.
he felt like he had to. Like, you are here. I mean, I might as well.
Oh,
I'm providing
Let's
for you.
I provide
Mm,
for you.
I'm your way out. He's
Yeah.
actually a kind guy.
Speaking of,
All he
let's talk
asks
about
for
sex
So
is
would
and
he
goodness.
be
women.
somebody that you marry if you were had to choose a polygamous? What is it?
absolutely not.
Polygamous.
Household. No, but you have no choice, as a lot of these women didn't.
Oh,
Would you?
you're saying like if we were in
What are
the
my other options?
yeah, we give
Where's
them
the oligarch? Where's the oil tycoon?
All of the men in that book, Baba Segi is the obvious
yeah,
choice.
because at least he's not going to, like
He will take care of you. He will not
he's
abuse
providing
you.
for you. You're not going to be abused. Your children will also be taken. If it's not for him, he
There'll be
doesn't
no
have sex with
foreplay
this
and you will
guy.
not enjoy sex. But
I know the
I mean,
sex sounded bad, guys.
I'm
It sounds
grabbing
so
at you.
painful.
let's talk about that. Let's talk about the sex and women and how sex is done to women. Because
Yeah.
none of them enjoyed
Mm,
sex with Baba Segi. Baba Segi would
no.
just come and his penis is described as really big. He would
pound.
no foreplay. And even when he went to the hospital in the later part of the book and
He has to do the sperm sample.
someone was like giving a woman head, he was like, my goodness, what is this? The concept of
Pleasuring a woman.
oral
Foreplay?
sex, no, pleasuring
No,
a
no,
woman
no,
was
no,
so
no.
foreign to him.
He couldn't even
This
get
is why
hard
when
on that.
Tope found the Mitiala, she clung on so hard because
best sex ever. Yeah, he was giving her good time.
But I think it's like I don't think our generation, I feel like our generation has grown beyond that. But I feel like before, so I remember as a child going to, like, you know, those engagements where they're like they'll give you advice. Was it an engagement? I can't remember, but it's like the older women are giving the girl advice like behind, like before you get married, and you're like, you will not like it, but at any time your husband says like you don't, you
Oh,
should
like
not
it's saying.
you will
They
not
say
be
that?
married. I mean, I was a child, so I mean, there was no question. And now I'm older and I'm thinking, what do you mean you will not like it? I don't like it.
What am I doing? I think I will not like.
Why should I say yes to things I don't like just because, oh, your husband says he wants it?
Someone
Like,
else who
I think that our generation has definitely moved past that, but like, or is moving past that. I guess I should say that. But like, I feel like in previous generations, sex was absolutely done to a
Done.
woman, not a
Women.
thing of, oh, are you enjoying it or whatever. Yeah.
And done basic, like he was depositing his. First of all, why did he have
Body
to
water.
work every night? It's like literally. Did they ever get breaks?
Baba Segi, but Baba, the woman got breaks. Baba Segi did not get breaks himself.
Did he tell you he
Yeah,
wants
this is
break?
a manner
Baba
on
Segi
working
was
every
even
night.
someone every night.
Just
Why?
Maybe
What
this
kind of
is the
energy
real
does he
victim
have?
here. It's the real victim here.
Killing me. I
I'm not sure what
cannot.
to break you.
Because if
Yeah.
it's today, yeah, Segi's night. Yeah, Femi and Yatope are free. Segi is not free. Constantly releasing body
Baba
water.
Segi has just to
Oh,
work
the poor
hard.
guy.
He said this is not a way to, as he was holding his whatever PENIS in his hand, he was like, this is not the way to release body water.
As he does it.
God, I literally can't with this guy. Yeah, so that's definitely another theme, I guess, is sort of the concept of pleasure and how women aren't really thought to be deserving of pleasure in marriage, essentially. Okay, another one I guess we can quickly touch on is, okay, so I mean, are we done with the men? Who else? Who was the teacher? So did you guys get the sense the teacher was actually an evil character towards the end?
Yeah, so I actually wanted to talk about that with you guys. Teacher didn't seem like a good guy.
No.
Why did you
I
ever
mean,
did I ever think he was a good person? I don't think
I
so.
thought it was Baba Segi's friend, but
Yeah.
as time went on, I realized that he's not a good friend.
Yeah.
The way
But
Baba
And maybe
Segi
he was a bit.
the way Babasi talked about him, revered him, put him on a pedestal, like talked about his wisdom and the advice that he gave to everybody. I thought he was a mentor for the men there who mostly came because they had lost their way. Well, I don't know that they lost their way, but they were all kind of like seeking some sort of solace in these sex workers or whatever it was.
Guidance him.
Yeah. So, and he was the one, but I think the advice from what we saw at the end, the advice that he would give them was always to keep them in that orbit so that they
Yeah,
could give his establishment money.
depend on him.
Yeah.
I don't
Which,
think I had an opinion about him until like in terms of being a good friend or a bad friend. I just saw him as a friend. And then later on, I
yeah,
was like, this guy just doesn't have good things to say, you know?
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Didn't have an
yeah.
opinion at the end, yeah.
Until the end, really. Yeah. He wasn't really something with
I think
somebody we
it
thought
gets
about until,
revealed in the end,
yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
I guess it's life. It's like you
And
think
probably I didn't also think it was malicious. I think because he's not married, he doesn't have kids. He was also taken from his the colonial masters or whatever, the nuns, were the nuns? No, the priests.
Yeah. It was
Taken from the
taken to
camp.
the church to be raised and then abandoned at some point. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
It didn't seem like he was
So
doing
he
lots
also
of
had,
malice.
he didn't know any better.
yeah, I suppose so. Not that
why couldn't he? I think there's more to him. Why was he not having kids? Like what? Like, I feel like there's a little bit. I don't know if there's another part of this
There was
book, but
something that I didn't understand towards the end. Like
yeah,
there was like a juxtaposition between him and Baba Segi's abilities, where he said, I think the writer said, Baba Segi could part a woman's lips and teacher could not. So are we
yeah.
saying was teacher actually impotent?
uh,
Something alluded to. It's not even a choice of his own, actually, that he's not. Because
Yeah.
I assume
at first
he
we
was
think it's a choice.
he liked men.
I mean, that was never.
Okay.
That's what I thought. And then also, I thought it was a religious thing later on. I just assumed it was a religious thing, but it wasn't explained in detail. So it was quite confusing. Yeah.
And the only other guy that we really got to know was the driver.
What about Tunde? We
He had
got to
he
know
had this section in the
Tunde as
back.
well.
He had a chapter about his life. Who's Tunde?
There is
Tunde is
Iyafemi's
Iyafemi's baby daddy.
daddy.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Tunde
So
raped
The
Iyafemi. Iyafemi just did not know that.
Did he rape her?
The first encounter
First
was
encounter,
like,
she was there, she was present, she wanted to have sex with him. No, I mean,
wanted a
she
child.
said yes when he asked, but okay, maybe she was not able to consent because of her age.
How old
and
was
But
also
she
she?
didn't
the
seem
power
to.
play. So
You
she was
guys.
in a house where she know, even if she didn't want it, she would have
Oh
to
yeah,
want
she'd
it.
have to
She
say
couldn't have
yes.
said no anyway. That's
Yeah,
true.
but she
And they
used
kind
that to
of just
empower
kept.
herself. She used that
She did.
relationship to sort of work to her advantage. And I think she did enjoy in the end their relationship. But no, you guys, do you think that Tunde is the one who raped Bolanle?
I did think
Hmm.
about that. It did
I don't
cross my
know.
mind.
At some point, I was like, oh, could it be Tunde? Because like whoever had picked her up, I don't know what the age, was extremely rich. He had his Benz, he went into the house. Like, I don't know. So that thought did cross my mind at some point if it was actually
Because
Tunde.
Tunde used to bring university girls, right? Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm not confusing Tunde with Bolanla's actual boyfriend. No, I think I'm confusing him
Shegun.
with her actual boyfriend.
Yeah.
The landlady's son. I forget his name.
Shegun. Shegun.
Shegun. Right. Yeah, yeah.
And
So
yeah,
I'm not sure. I thought it might be Tunde as well.
hmm. Yeah, but Tunde was just the quintessential, he was a hedonist, they said, right? He self-described hedonist. He was a spoiled rich guy, everything at his fingertips. He didn't have to work for anything, earn anything. I think,
Yeah,
yeah, so there isn't really much to say about him, just a rich,
yeah, about
spoiled
him.
guy who used
True.
women and then left them when it pleased him, I
Left
guess.
them. I mean, he was kind of useful to Iyafemi whenever, like, he drove her, for example, he drove her when she went to commit arson. She needed a ride to and
Yeah.
from the crime scene, and he was there to support her.
Getaway car.
He was a
I
getaway
can't
car
believe
for sure.
Iyafemi thought they were going to end up together. Like the whole time she was thinking this before even. I'm like, Iyafemi, wake up. Are you listening to yourself?
Oh, did she think that?
No, I thought that
Yes,
she thought if she brings his kids to him, he will realize that, oh, we have a relationship, we have children, and try and be with her.
But she's not going to do that.
Or that his mother would make
this
him
man
make
is
him be
not
with
going
her.
to marry someone who's not educated. Right?
Yeah.
It just
Meanwhile,
was
he'll
not going
sleep
to
with them.
happen.
I
But
didn't even
some
know that
people
was what
say
she was
that.
plotting, you guys.
Some people say that. Like,
She was
Yeah,
wanting to
she
use the
would
kids
say
to
that her
shame
kids are not like
Bamba.
the other kids.
But
Her
how
kids
is she
were
going to
conceived
get
out of love.
what you gonna get out of her marriage with Baba Segi? You know what I mean?
She had to escape in the meantime because Tunde was not ready in her head, was not ready to love her and marry her then. So she
Mm-hmm.
had to go and live somewhere else and continue their relationship until he was ready. So in her head, I'm having his babies, while I'm married to somebody else, but really this is our
I'll be back.
relationship. And then when he's ready, we'll come and take me and our children,
She was
and we'll be a
delusional,
little
you guys.
family.
She was delusional in how she thought
She
about
was
religion,
very
Christ. And yeah, she had
Yes, she was
I
very
don't know if there's a
delusional.
condition, doctor. Can you
She has,
diagnose
she has to come in for an assessment because, like, all these delusions.
Iyafemi was definitely
How
the
many women
antagonist.
actually are living life like that? Like our how I remember someone said something that is it women or men? Women don't get married to the ones they love. They get married to the ones who are ready when they are ready because they're thinking, oh, my biological clock is ticking. This guy that I'm in love with is not ready. Okay, but this one wants to marry me. Okay, let me just marry him, And
That's
it's
wild though.
so
Right?
wild because,
Makes
like,
the biggest
what's the
gamble on
plan?
this.
What's the
That's
plan? Like, I think, like,
commitment.
isn't that the other one should wait for you, or like they'll be your side piece? Like, it's I don't know. It's
If he's
confusing.
not ready, then he's not for you, dear.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
the
so
thing.
just
Because
reorient your mind.
The argument is the heart loves who the heart loves. So he's not ready, but that's what my
The
heart
heart,
wants. But
the
now
heart can
The
unlearn
heart
to
can
love.
learn. You teach the
Everybody
heart.
knows that. The heart
The
will
heart
unlearn
new
to love.
feeling.
uh
Yeah.
It
But
does
apparently that
make
saying applies to men as well, that they also marry who's ready and
Yeah,
ready. And
I know
so,
who they
but
actually
Jesse
but
made
then
want.
the
it's a
best
different
point. If
way. It's like
you're not ready at the same time, you're not meant for each other. Get out.
they've gone to play around a little bit, like, and they're like, okay, now I'm ready to settle. And
Mhm.
then the person that they thought they would settle with has already moved on, and so they're like, okay, this one's ready. Let me just, like,
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine that.
And what happens to the women that are the second choice, but they don't know? I mean, I guess if you don't know, it doesn't matter.
yeah,
If you don't know, it
It's
doesn't
fine. If you
doesn't
find out,
matter.
If you don't know and you don't feel like a second choice, I think
Is
that's
Yeah,
that they
it
fine.
will
doesn't
find
matter.
out eventually. They will find out
Or
eventually.
I
Like,
think if
with
somebody
how?
decides that you're the second choice, but treats you like, no, you're my fault right now, it's okay. I've changed my mind.
but
I have
let
no
that
choice now. Let me
Like
just
I've
focus
let
on
my
you.
first choice go, then I think
let
it's
that
fine.
Yeah,
first
focus
choice
on
go
Yeah,
you.
up.
yeah.
Let
I let the
that
first choice go up. Now I'm
that'll
ready.
be a problem.
Oh,
Yeah, because I think there's a lot of people in that scenario where you've both settled, but you're different
This
choices. Well,
Whose book was that?
yeah.
Chimamanda, Americana. Have you guys read that?
Americana. We should read
Where
Americana.
the guy ended up with a woman he loved.
He
I've
had a
forgotten his
wife,
name.
but
He had a wife
his
and then
main chick.
went to leave her when the girl came back.
okay.
Somewhere
Sorry, guys, I'm mindful of the time.
Yes, yes, let's do
Where
this.
should we go next with this? I feel like we've kind of, with the themes, we've kind of explored so much about characters and things like that. Is there another character that we want to, um, I mean,
Bolanle. We haven't talked about Bolanle
We're talking
properly.
about
yeah,
Babalanle,
what were
yeah.
the secrets
Who's
that each
actually, I think,
of
my
them have?
favorite character.
Because there's like the overarching secret that's like that's driving the book, that secret. But what other secrets are there in the book? And Bolanle is a big secret.
The most Nollywood secret.
Babalanle's,
That part read like a Nollywood book story so much.
which part?
Where the
The rape?
poison, they attempted to poison
The
Bolanle, and then
poison.
yes, Segi's daughter.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's a
it's
Nollywood story.
Hollywood.
This
So
is
wait,
not
But
were
I
they
was
trying
like,
to
that's so
commit like
Nigerian movie.
were they just trying to hurt Bolanle, have her stomach run, or was it actual murderous intent? Like,
Don't you see the
no.
thing
It was
is when they
just
discussed this, they wanted to just give her running stomach. So Baba
yeah,
Segi will send her back to her house. So I don't know
because
if it
her
has to be
stomach is
called too
running.
much.
So why
Mhm.
would you
yeah, for
kill
me is a
Right?
somebody
problem.
because she
Yeah,
has
for me it's always a
It
problem.
has to be called plenty intentionally. She wanted to kill
Yeah,
Bolanle without telling Segi.
that girl?
yeah. She used all the because she was like, did you is there some remaining? She's like, no, I emptied emptied all the
Can you
poison.
believe it? You emptied it.
Yeah.
Really
And
strange.
And
then
the thing is, at least you can correct as if me if I'm wrong, but aren't there antidotes to poisons? Like once we know that you've
Depends on
been
what
poisoned,
the
isn't there a way
poison.
to
It depends on
hmm.
what the poison is. Like if there's an antidote, we can give it, but we'll need to know what it is.
What the
exactly.
poison is? And in this case, it's all been ingested anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a snake poison already in the veins. I mean, they
So
could
snake
have given her
poison,
a
like,
shot,
yeah,
perhaps.
it's one of those things that it can kill really quickly. Like and it also depends on which like poison they're giving you, like different things. But snake, I think there's an antidote for snake poison.
There's an antidote,
Just
yes,
it has
yes.
to be
I heard
really
about that.
quick.
Hmm.
Yeah, it
I
has to
wonder what
be.
they did at the hospital. Maybe they pumped her stomach so that she didn't absorb all of the poison, and that's why she lived, but yeah. Bolanle. So I'm a little bit confused about her timeline because from what I understand, she was essayed when she was around 15,
Yeah.
right? And so did she
Mm-hmm.
lose her spirit then and walk through life like some zombie up until she graduated university? So essentially she lost her light in that moment. And because from there we know that she struck up another relationship with the landlord's son.
Sugar. Mm-hmm.
She and the abortion that she had, I think it was for him, or was it implied that it might have been from the sexual assault? I don't know. What do you guys think about Bolanle, her timeline, her story? Who's our main
The
character?
abortion bit was also quite unclear to me. I wasn't sure if initially I thought it was from the rapist, but again, it seemed like it was from Shegun. So the timeline was a bit unclear to me.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, you're right. After the rape, she just walked through like her lights were dimmed and it affected all of the choices she made. Uh, to the point where she's choosing to be a fourth wife to a man.
So
That was just
strange.
so strange for a woman like her. And it was implied, at least to me, that she liked it. I thought she liked being a fourth wife.
I think she
So
just
when
wanted
she
someone to
left
take care of her.
at the
Yeah.
end, I was a bit confused because
Like the
like
guy.
seems like you
Like
like this man. Yeah, you want to actually, you're committed to having his kids
Having his
and be
baby.
tied down to this man. Um, so when she chose to leave, it was a bit confusing for me, but I really, really liked her. She was kind to the kids.
Mhm.
Akin was also one of my favorite characters.
Mhm.
Segi's brother,
Mhm.
very
I
kind
can,
and
yeah.
loving boy, defied his mother a few times just to, be nice to Bola. Um, she seemed nice. I liked her.
Yeah, I like Belangle as well. I think, yeah, I like it. I like how determined she was to find a solution to the problem of why am I not getting pregnant for my new husband, who I love so much, despite his first three wives and seven children.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm determined to find an answer to these questions. But I do think that, like you're saying, Deborah, her lights went out when she was raped, and because of her family life, that parental dynamic where she couldn't talk to her parents. Her father is basically absent. Her mother was too hard on them, expected some sort of worship and praise for doing the thing that you sign up for when you're a mother,
Well,
and
should.
just making the kids feel like they owed her a debt. So they couldn't talk to her about anything because they had to be her perfect children. And so that is what started it, because by like she was even saying, no daughter of mine is going to be raped, or can be raped or something like that. But it's not about you. If your daughter has been raped, it's not about you. But she was making it look like it was an affront to her and her uterus that a child had produced has gotten raped. So even that way that she was coming to the story, it was clear that Bolanle did not feel safe at home. And once that happened, like you're saying, her life went off, just kept making decisions, bad decisions upon decisions. She knew Shegun wasn't a good guy for her. She was just doing everything almost like she wanted to feel something. And
Mhm.
so once she's done with school, and Baba Segi seemed like a nice guy. He has money because he will provide for her, and she can turn off everything and just live in, like, I guess in um what was the other thing? It's not co-pilot, the other one, mode.
Autopilot.
No pilot.
Autopilot, that's the one. Yes, you can live in autopilot. I'll just be here, have babies, and be taken care of. And this man loves me. He respects me. All I need to do is give him a child. So I think she felt like because he was being so good to her, all she needs to do to show him that she appreciates the things he's doing is to have a child. It's not that hard. Look at the first seven. I can do it too. And so that's probably like the reason why she was so determined to have a child for him. But I do think that all the drama that happened, the rat's head, the poisoning, the dead child, the the reveal that he was actually infertile kind of snapped her out of it. It's like, what am I doing? This is ridiculous. This is not my life. This is not me at all. And because now home was stabilizing, her mother had had a stroke, yes, but she was kind of becoming softer towards her and her sister. Her dad was staying instead of running away from a fight and was actually listening, and they were talking to each other. She started to find that there's some safety at home, that I think she felt like she could work her way back and realistically start making active decisions again and not stay in this situation. So him being infertile kind of, and that's that coming out, I think it snapped the lights back on and it gave her an out again.
I wouldn't say that was, well, maybe that was a part of it, but I would actually attribute her sense of freedom or new sense of self to finally letting go of the secret that that weighed on her for so long.
That
I
too,
think
yeah.
that was
And having
probably,
her parents kind of listen to her.
yes. So finally having the courage to tell her parents, having the courage when they went to the hospital to, I think she actually said it in front of Baba Sigi, right? She said that had an abortion at some point or something like that. So
I don't think he was there for that
did
part.
they leave him from, did they suck him from the room? I don't know. But basically, there were all these secrets that she felt lessened her value, made her less worthy of love. And she wanted a man that wouldn't sort of want her full personality, like want sort of more from her. Baba Segi had other people, other things to occupy him, other wives. He wouldn't expect her to be witty, entertaining, any of those things that if she had married somebody that her
I don't need your brain in this marriage.
that they would
Get your
expect her to.
interest.
I
Yeah,
respect it, but I don't need it.
Oh, crap.
But I
yeah,
think it's also a big testament of the kind of marriages women especially end up in because of the backgrounds they're from. I mean, imagine if right from the start she was able to talk to her parents right from the start. She knew that I'm worthy of love, I'm worthy of all this. She wouldn't even have been in that situation in the first place. Like, this is not the kind of place for a girl like that. Like, you'll be hard pressed to find someone, But like, she didn't know her worth. She felt like, I need to get out of this. I need someone that respects me, and so this guy will do, So yeah.
yeah.
And even speaking of that, and the other wives as well, it's like marriage is usually used as an escape. You want to live your home life, you're not happy at home, so you want to get married quickly and then escape the strictness at home or the chaos at home. That's something that's very common. Fortunately, I think, yeah, I guess girls having the power and women having the power to economically take care of themselves. You can, even if it's not good at home, you can live on your own until you choose to actually get in, and it's not an escape. Because it was an escape for Segi and all
Yes,
wives actually, all
actually,
of
for
them.
all four of them.
Yeah,
But I think
none of
also,
them really chose each other. The
yeah.
wives and Baba Segi.
But yes, he had the economic capability to be an independent woman. Why do we think she didn't choose that path? Even
Culture.
under
Like,
Mm.
it
For
was
her,
like a
it's
married
yeah.
woman, like
Because the
it's such
idea was that a lot of Baba Segi's wife wealth came from her. It was her idea to start these was it
a
tire whatever resale shops. She had the entrepreneur spirit and like the ability to attract money. Like money came to her easily, even from a very young age. And so I wonder why a woman like her would, and even at the end, submit herself, because in the end she had to give up all her money, the money that we know she loves so much. Like she would sit and count it and become
Did
she
her
would
mom force her
recount her
or then
money.
bring some other wife? I think her mom forced her, no? And then they forced her to give all of her money to Baba Segi.
Was it to fulfill a dying mother's wish that she married Baba Siji? I think so.
But
And
I think I remember
Yeah.
her being forced to give all of her money to Baba
yeah,
Segi,
yeah, I think it was her mother's wish that she get
or
married.
feeling the pressure to do that or
Yeah,
something.
I
But it
think
wasn't willing. She wasn't willingly doing that.
for sure culture plays a big role in that. So
yeah.
Yeah.
like even today when we're like, oh, a lot of women have the means, like people treat you differently when they think you're unmarried versus when they think you're married. And I think that actually goes for men as well. People treat men differently when they're married versus when they're not. But yeah, women as usual get like the shorter end of the stick. Is like if you're unmarried, you're treated very much worse versus if you're married.
Plus the
And
layer of motherhood, even on top of that.
exactly
So
if you
there's this
don't,
hierarchy
yeah,
that.
yeah, the thing.
But if you choose to be a mother before getting married, then
Another
you're
Oh,
the
you're at the
thing.
bottom.
bottom. Yeah.
Yeah, the bottom of the
But
food
it
chain.
doesn't make any
So
sense. Like
they
You
said
both
be a
thinking
mother,
motherhood
but
is
not
so
before your
important, and
You need
you
the
choose to be a
man.
mother without a man.
You
Why
need
should you
the
not also be a
man.
part with
Take
a
away.
woman who wants to be a mother
no,
and
now you
marry?
go to the
you
bottom,
need a
like
man.
underground.
You
It
actually
makes
go
no
below
sense
the
to me.
single woman. Like you go
Go
below a
below
woman
the
that has
single
no
woman,
boyfriend.
exactly. Yeah, you
You go below a single
Yes,
woman.
it's really
are wild out
And you have to
here.
throw your way back
crazy,
up.
man.
All right, okay. I guess let's talk a little bit about writing, guys. And I think we all loved the book because of the humor that the author used to kind of express and tease out all these difficult um I guess themes, to be fair, because they're quite heavy themes. So what did you enjoy most about the author's sense of humor, and how did she incorporate humor into the book to help it make it an enjoyable read? And Jessie was giggling through it. I think we all laughed. What was
I
your
I think if she hadn't done that, it would have been such a heavy book.
Yeah.
So very glad that she did that because yeah, it would just have been too heavy to read.
Yeah.
What stood out to
The
you?
themes are heavy, so she did well with weaving comedy and like sarcasm and wit into the way that she expressed a lot of the things from each of the characters' points of view. So that really helped. Like Jessie was saying, you went through the whole thing feeling as if it was a comedy until big things happening. And like, oh wait, this is serious life. So that was good. It really helps it drives the point home without down making you feel too down.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Could be a
so
good
that was
stage
good.
play, I imagine as well.
I think
Like a
I'm pretty
theater.
sure there's a stage play. I won't be surprised. It looks like a thing that should be stage played for
Exactly.
sure.
Yeah, because even sometimes when they talk, like, because each character now has, I don't know what this writing style is, but each character comes in the first person and talks about the experiences. And some parts of the book are written from, I guess, the narrator's
Good.
experience perspective or whatever. And so I can imagine like a character coming on stage and delivering this soliloquy about like what their lives and like
What
their
they've gone through,
perspectives
yeah.
and the events that unfold.
It
So
was so good as a stage play.
Yeah. I really like the writing. I really, really like the writing. I think the writing was the best part for me. I liked Baba Segi's POV because he never said anything directly. He would say these very funny sentences
Proverb.
and
Proverb.
proverbs.
I
I'm
think it's a
like,
very
this man
Nigerian thing. I think it's
just
very
this man is a
Nigerian.
very funny
Honestly.
man. None of the characters were one-dimensional, except maybe the rapist, I guess, and Tunde. Um, I started off thinking, okay, this person is going to be bad. And then you hear their side and then you don't excuse, but you sort of understand. You understand where they're coming from and why they do the things that they do. So even though it's a very small book, all of the characters were not one-dimensional and flat. She really fleshed out the characters for me. Even Taju, the driver, had
Mhm.
his own backstory and
Yeah,
his brother
that was such an
dying.
extensive backstory.
I know. And then being sexually assaulted and running home at the first sign of trouble. He took his money and dipped.
Like I said,
I'm not
not
staying here
not
for
today.
whatever this for
That's
this
it.
unfolding drama. So I really appreciated that. I appreciated that Iyasegi and Iyafemi were not these caricatures of like first and second and third wife because like I yeah, they're not good women, but you understand them. They're not evil. They're not bad. There's a reason why they are
In
the way that
life,
they are.
there are very few people that are inherently, I'm an evil person. Usually they're like
Yes.
psychopaths. There's something
Yeah.
that pushes people to do evil things. And it's not always like, oh, they're just a bad person, unless it's
Yeah.
something like, people that were never corrected or people that feel like everything they do is like great, like things like that. But generally, I feel like even when people do terrible things, unless they are psychopaths or sociopaths or whatever, like there's something that drove them to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a 200-page book, like for her to flesh out all of these characters in this way, I thought
That's
was
really
really
good.
well done.
A good
I
job.
like the Nigerian element of the writing. I like that she wasn't trying to emulate a Western style. I don't know, but it makes sense in my head. I really like that. It gave me this African writer series style of writing, which I really, really like because I grew up on
Modern
African
day.
writer series. So, because she was telling an African story. There was a point where she said, and this also, we say this in Ghana, Baba Segi will give you money and remove his eyes till the next month. And
the driver.
Direct translation. When you
Obey
need
me.
So
Yeah,
I
it did
I
feel the same
yeah,
thing
it
as
was
a
I
kid.
think it was well written. I liked that she wrote it that way for this particular story. It was it was an African story and she wrote it like an
Yeah.
African.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. It's authentically African.
And I love that she narrated the audiobook. The first time I read this book, I read the actual physical book, but this time I listened to the audiobook and like
So,
I love it when like people in the right when they're reading like somebody that's African, somebody that's Ghanaian, somebody that's Nigerian, like reading their own book, you know, like I love that, like because nobody's coming to give you fake name accents or like when
Yeah. Everything
you
is
don't understand the nuance
authentic.
of the saying that they're saying. So I
Reflections.
that exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a really good book. I'm so
The kids
glad.
had personality. I mean, the first two kids, the other kids not. Even
They were
the
Segi and
middle two
Akin.
kids, they
the
sort of
twins.
had
They had twins or
personalities.
triplets that were like bound to each other.
The
Um,
middle, I think there was a middle three kids.
Tope had all the girls. Yeah,
No,
Tope.
no, the last three. Oh wait, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah.
Tope
Tope
had
had all the
three
girls.
girls, and
Yeah, and
then
they were
the
the
last
one.
one had two boys.
And
I
her,
like how they all like the sibling dynamic was nice. Segi, the
yeah,
big sister in charge, she pampers her little sibling. She directs them. She says, let's go and wash, let's go and do this, let's do our homework. She even helps them do their homework. Like I really liked that African sibling. We're all living clearly we have different mothers, but we are siblings. We live in the same house and we watch out for each other. That was very sweet. I like that dynamic as well. Even though there are seven of them and that's quite a number, they were clearly very much like they had each other's backs
yeah.
as siblings.
And that was all through the efforts of Baba Segi. And there's a question, my book, that copy had questions at the end. So I'm going to bring one up around that. But Baba Segi insists on everyone in his household being present during family time.
I
Is
love
this a
That
normal
that.
occurrence in Western homes? Is this a normal occurrence in Western homes? Why do you think Baba Segi introduced this as part of
what's
his
the
daily routine? I don't know why he's saying that, but we
the,
can
the
change
No,
that.
it's like
Western?
it's
Okay.
drawing a parallel. It's drawing a parallel between Western and non-Western homes because in many African homes, it's like when the food is served, you bring your bowl, you come and get it, you go eat. But there are many people who have now embraced, okay, let's all sit down and eat like together. And I think that's what the parallel it's drawing over there.
Yeah. And so to talk about like the dynamic between the siblings at least, there wasn't any sibling rivalry that was
Yeah.
fleshed out. Given
Yeah.
that the
That's so
rivalry was between the
uncomplicated.
wives, but the children all got along, and that was highly encouraged because I think Baba Seji, with his big heart, as buffoonery as much of
I know. I always like those big hats.
treated them
They're
all like he was very
uncomplicated.
fair in how he dished out his attention. Hey, one wife can get more, more days than the
Yeah.
other.
Who
Like,
taught him how to be a polygamist? He seems to have gotten it down pat.
What?
very,
And he didn't even set out to be one, it just happened to him. Can you imagine
Just a
yeah.
polygamy
good
just
guy.
happening to you?
A man with a big heart and some money.
But do we think the concept of family time sort of nurtured, brought about the household that we're kind of we admire despite everything that was happening between the wives? It was kind of an exemplary household in terms of how their kids related to each other. And is it common in Africa now?
I think so.
Yes.
Because we had a dining
I
table, but
don't.
I never ate at the dining table. Like,
Yeah. I think there's
we
a dining
never
table,
sat
but
and ate
hardly
at
ever
the
ate
dining
at it.
table. Yeah.
My parents were
But we
big
would
on the
eat
dining
like in
table.
the kitchen. It
Mhm.
depends on the food. If it's like a communal food, like if we're having ampesi, abom, eto, fufu,
Together.
like those are communal foods, you eat together. So those ones will all sit on, and even then, it's on the kitchen floor, not even on the dining table,
Yeah.
on the kitchen floor, stools, everybody's just sat around, and yeah, that's where we'd eat. Dining table meals were like a few and far between. We would either hang out in the hall in front of the TV or on the kitchen floor. The dining table was very, very scarcely for me, anyways.
Yeah,
For us,
for me.
that was the norm. It was very phones away. Everybody talk about like it was just a thing.
At the dining table.
Yeah, looking back now, like I miss it a lot because we're all
Oh.
sitting
Really?
everywhere. But like there were times where it's like you can't be on your phone, you can't like, and now when
It's
we
family
sit at
time.
the rare times when we're together, like it's the parents who are on their phone. I'm like, well, you used to be the ones telling us to not be on our phones. Now look at that.
So intentional family time, like was tied in. Interesting.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
I don't think we had intent. It would happen that we would get to, but I don't know if it was always like every day at from 7 to whatever we eat together, we converse about our days, et cetera, which is what I think Baba Sigi wanted for his family.
He was a visionary, Baba Segi.
Okay. Are we ready to wrap up? Should we talk about the ending and how we felt about it, or is there any other
Yes,
topics?
let's.
How do we feel about the ending?
So here I am reading a book that's making me happy. And then
Yeah, following.
all of a sudden, Segi is dying and a child.
Yeah.
What
How
is
old is
happening,
he?
Lola? Why
How
are
old
you
is
doing this to me? She's like 15 or 16. I can't
I think
remember.
she was,
really,
I think
yeah, she was
16 or 17.
teenager.
Yeah.
Hey, it got so heavy. I started to actually feel things.
Feel.
And
Instead of laughter, instead of joy and laughter.
I felt like the rug was being pulled. Why are you doing this to me? I also thought she was going to be healed until I read Bolanle say that it felt like she was rotting from the inside. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I
Yeah.
don't think she's coming back from this.
I kept thinking, what is this diagnosis? That's me. That's what I kept thinking. What's happening inside
But
this?
Poison is rotting. It's attacked her. I don't
She's
know.
she's very descriptive with her writing. And
Mhm.
ordinarily
Yeah.
it put me off, but I really didn't mind with this book at
Yeah.
all. Because even when she was describing Baba Segi jacking off in the waiting room,
Yeah.
and then Iya Tope getting it from the meat man. I didn't mind it. I actually liked it. Ordinarily, I don't like
Like
that level of description.
you're like
And the
just
way
give
she was
them
describing
not doing
Segi's
the rest.
illness, and it was so vivid to me in my head.
Vivid.
It's so vivid. It got a little bit emotional. Thankfully, it was just like the last 5% of the book.
Yeah,
So I didn't have
yeah.
to
But like, I
that.
get that it was
Because
poison,
of
but
love.
my thing was like, I think it was just my fixation. Like, what has the poison caused that is causing? Like, it was just a thing that I kept thinking. So yeah.
Like,
So
I
what was the
is
poison?
this what would have happened to Bolanle? Like, basically, like, is that what would have happened to her, or is it
Yeah.
because Segi was much younger?
As
Like,
a
it was,
child.
yeah.
And she seems to have eaten a whole lot more. Maybe
yeah,
Banana would have had like one
Yeah.
piece.
Bolale is
I
not
feel
as
like
good.
she could have still gotten her point across without killing Segi. I think that was my
I
only thing.
think
Like,
so.
yeah, I
Right.
think that's overkill.
But she's telling you what is happening in real life.
That's reality, right? It's like I think it's
Life.
all fun and games until it hits home, basically. Because their wickedness, it's like it was far removed. They were willing to do this to somebody else. But when it hits home, I think it's a lesson for those who are plotting and scheming on the side that it can sometimes
Maybe.
backfire. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
get it, but the fact that she had to die, come on, like this innocent child dying for
But
it could have
a
been
lot of
a
innocent
2 week
children
sickness,
die
and
because
then
of
they'll learn a
adult.
lesson.
A lot of innocent
I
children
think
die
they would have
because of
still learned
adult
their
decisions.
lesson if she didn't die. Maybe she lost a limb or something. Did she really have to
And
die?
live.
So them,
I
that's
don't
even
know, but like, why is this child dying?
Girl.
I don't know.
I think death was a relief because she lost her hair, which was her
Girl.
pride and
Lost
Oh
joy.
her
my
hair, her
God.
body. Oh,
Like
it
she
got
wouldn't
really
have been
bad.
normal after that. She would
And
have
even
had
the way she died, at the time she
She
died
hit the head.
was like she
Yeah.
died at a
It was
time where nobody was happy. Baba Segi wasn't happy. Baba Segi had come to confront his wife. It's like
it was peak in Hollywood.
When it rains, it pours.
Nollywood, I'm telling you.
When
my
it rains, it pours.
yeah, my thing with the ending, I think, was that well, that there's still secrets in the house, right? So Baba Segi still doesn't know that is the machinations of the two wives that led to the first daughter's death. So there's still that secret. And so
There's
think
that
have
he
things
doesn't
really
know yet.
changed in the house?
What?
Femi deserves I think there's a question about whether we like the characters a little bit more as we learn their backstory. I don't know if I do for Femi, and I feel like she deserves some very deep punishment. And she doesn't
She
get
deserves
it.
your time. Both
She
of them
doesn't get
actually.
it. Like she deserves shame. She deserves to be her wickedness to be exposed. But she's going to her only punishment is she can only worship God from home, but she still gets to live in luxury. I don't know if they were living in luxury mode, but she still like her life still continues and she murdered a child. So that was a
It
little bit
wasn't even her child.
wasn't even it could if it was her
No.
child, it would have been painful.
Yeah,
She
Yeah.
would
that's
have burned the
I
house
feel like
down.
it should have been her child because,
So
like, yeah.
that wasn't satisfying. I also was a little bit disappointed that Segi, who we had built up to be this very, for me, she was the most masculine of the women, the most capable. I would have rather she take her ability and her whatever, her sense of entrepreneurship and kind of finally break free from these chains and kind of establish herself as, you know,
Oh,
a
her
sort of
daughter has died.
madam.
She's
And
Pursue her
devastated. She's not going
lesbian
anywhere.
relationship.
Yeah. I
she
think
got
her
one
daughter
Or the
changes
woman of
her.
her choosing.
Her daughter's death definitely changes her and her sense of ambition and all of
but
that.
also
Yeah,
like,
she's
and
not going
so
anywhere.
that she will now become the woman who left Baba Sheikh. Like, think about all the stigma that's associated with women who get divorced, and that's even in like high society. Think like this is like a local Ibadan regular like think like no, she's not going anywhere.
Yeah, so the ending was disappointing. It's really like nothing changed for anybody in that household except Bolanle. So Bolanle basically came into the household to
He
upkeep
shook
control,
things up and then left.
Yeah.
and she goes to
This is why she was not liked.
Yep.
This
she
is
has this
exactly
sense of
why she was not liked. If she never
yeah,
came, they would all live in
Would have
marital
been
bliss
fine.
for the rest
In
of the
in
days.
peace and fake whatever. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, she is Bolanle's fault. She changed everything. She came, well, you didn't have a child. You didn't keep quiet and have a child. You've come to choke that we all of
Maybe
us
try maybe
that's not
try to
his
help
child.
you. They try to show you the way.
Won't listen. Most educated. Now you've
Yeah.
destroyed our family and you've gone. And
Yeah,
then
it's
she's
true.
even managed to extract a promise from him that he'll do anything she wants for her. She has a carte blanche and she's just skipping up into the world
Even though she's
that
Facts.
left.
Bolanle really enjoys.
She really comes to cleanse her spirit by destroying that household, and then she goes
Yes.
back to her life.
But you see, she did like I feel like something would have given. Like, they would have gone to hospital because one of the children is sick. They'll be like, oh, they need blood. Call mother, call father. Father, like that's something that actually happens
A
pretty often.
positive is this.
Find out that the father's blood is not like there's no way this child is this
Someone
mild.
told me a
There's
story
no
actually
way.
like
Sure,
2
whatever
days ago
revealed in the
about
end.
how a father's child, he used to work in a DNA lab and a DNA testing lab or whatever. And then the father's child didn't match the child's whatever blood type. But turns out it was just this rare genetic mutation that happens
Oh,
sometimes. And it's actually the father's child.
But that's
And
rare.
he had gone to do all of very rare. So he had done all of his research. He said they even sent it to a lab in California for some explanation, whatever, because it was a 99.9% match. But like, and then the man and the woman come, and the woman is pretty confident that this is your
This
child.
is your
But
child,
again,
this one child.
yes. So all the man wanted to hear is this my child or not? And then they said this is your child. It's like, okay, he doesn't care about the science behind it. As long as it's a genetic match, fine.
He's good.
But I guess he
It would
just
have
needed
caused
his
The
problems.
mindset.
women
It
are
would have
suffering. No,
caused a lot of issues, to be fair, if they couldn't,
I know.
I think that the audacity with which men go and have children out of wedlock and
Right?
are completely upset when I mean I don't think that either party should be doing that, but like the way that they act when it's the woman that did it and brought the child to them is hilarious. Like it's
I do
like
think it's diabolical
it's just
to have a
diabolical.
child, like to lie to a man, and it's diabolical.
No,
I
I think it's the best
Come
way. I think it's the best way. If it has to be done, this is the way it has to be done.
honestly,
Bring the child home.
given all the things that we go through, yes, I feel like sometimes when women scheme and win in this way, I'm just like,
But
I'm not
some
gonna
of
say
the
anything about it.
Oh my God, women excelling in
some of
male-dominated
the
fields.
scheming is
Look
insane.
at that.
I'm not gonna say anything about it.
Women are
What a
doing
man
it.
can do, we can do better.
We
I
can do
guess.
Yes,
better.
they better watch out. That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
but I think that a lot of men are like considering like DNA testing these days. Like I feel like it's
Again,
more common.
Unless you don't trust
dear
the
babe.
woman,
Sit
like
down and keep quiet and marry your wife like that. What's
take care of
DNA
that
test?
child.
Take care of that child. Start talking about
It is
DNA
your
test.
child. Any child born in the marriage is your child.
do we think Baba
Don't
said
ask me where. Whether we had sex or not,
marital
as long as
children.
the child was born in the marriage, it is your child.
It's your child.
Do you think Baba Segi knew
So,
and was closing a blind eye because all the children, none of them would have looked like him, or did they look like him? Like I don't even understand.
No, I
Seven.
don't think
well, there's
some
no way they look
people.
like
Baba
him.
Segi didn't know. Baba Segi was oblivious to all of this.
And
Baba
I
Segi
think
was
some
living in
people
La La
just don't
Land.
look like their parents. Like some people just, or he will draw some parallel. Maybe some like
Yeah, he'll find some
random.
mark.
Somebody's nose looks like you. Like they'll find something. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he did the sense of control he felt he had over his household. It never even occurred to him
Said
that.
that
Did not
that is
imagine that they were
possible.
doing that to him.
How?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, it's easier to assume that the kids just don't look like me than to think all my wives are sleeping with other men,
Like
getting
that.
pregnant.
Three of
I mean,
them.
that's just too much.
That's
They will all
Mind
do that.
breaking.
So they're my children.
That would break your mind.
Yeah, like it's
All
ridiculous
right.
to even fathom that.
Before we rate the books, which I think we're getting to really quickly, there's these two quotes that I highlighted. Men are like yam, you cut them how you like. Men are so simple, they will believe anything. So
Oh my God. I don't I don't think I paid attention to that.
Yeah, you know.
Like
I think it was Seji saying this about men, obviously. So a quick go around about whether these statements are true or false.
I don't know.
Men are
Like,
like yam, you
False.
cut them the way you
Even
want.
if it's
That's
true,
not true.
it's like it's
Okay.
false.
no,
On YouTube after the call.
I don't think so.
Give the men some some slack. They have
Yeah.
industry,
They have small brain. Big
autonomy.
brain.
That the one that we allowed.
Like,
Yeah.
that men can be very calculating. In this case, it's just because we're talking about the women being calculating, but
Yeah, the men can be very
men
calculating.
calculating.
And why were
Also-
they were doing it to the benefits of the man?
Exactly.
Yeah, they're being mean to
They
him.
they were helping the guy.
They were
Exactly.
trying to save him face because what do you mean you can't have children?
Not on our watch.
Yeah, I watch. All right. Well, yes, great book. I'd love to see what else this author is putting out. If I see another book of hers,
You have a
I'll-
book coming out, or it's not her? Let me look.
Does she only have a
Hmm.
single book? Is this her
I
first one?
think so. You know, she's a poet, so I think this was her
Yeah.
debut, I want to say.
Award winning. Yeah, this is her debut for sure. And she also writes children's books, apparently.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed the book. So yeah, let's rate, guys. Jessie, we'll start with you. We kind of skipped all over the place, but we did touch on plot. We did touch on themes. We did touch on characters and writing style. So all together,
I will give it a 4.7.
Ooh,
Ooh, that's the highest score.
I
She's
know.
Nanajo, are you on your calculator?
No, okay, hang on. Let me put that. I just discovered that Lola's partner is Lola Shoyinka's son, which I think is so
Oh
exciting.
wow.
Oh.
Okay.
It's
Is
a
he
Oh
whole
yeah, I
also
saw that. I read, yeah, I saw that.
Exactly.
They have 2
a
kids
writer?
and 2 dogs or something. Yeah.
That's so
Is he a
cute.
writer or no?
Yes, the
A son.
Nobel laureate and writer
No,
and
not
all
Wole.
around
The
amazing
son.
guy.
The son,
Oh,
I
the
mean.
son also a writer?
Oh no, I
That's
think
the name the son
he's
is a
in
writer.
health. He's some sort of doctor or something.
He's a
He's a
okay.
medical doctor.
Okay. I thought they were all a family of amazing
Artist, I know.
amazing writers and artists, yes. Okay, Elise, are you going to go? Who wants to go next?
I can go. I think a 4.5. I like this book, and it's like this is my second time reading it, and I still liked it. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think for me it'll be a 4.5 as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, you guys. Let me go and look at that picture of all the books you've read so that I can sit properly. You know what? I think I'll go as high as Jessie went with a 4.7.
Okay, this book
Wow.
is the highest rated book.
Guys.
No,
Yeah.
it hasn't gotten a 5-star. All the other books have gotten 5 stars.
No, they
Typically
No,
from
this
the
is
person
so
who will choose them.
this average is 4.6.
Okay.
So I
One
think maybe it might not be our highest rated. We need to have a record of all our Poka rated books
I
No.
know we
Where
should
are
do
they?
that.
Where's that record being
and put it
kept?
on the grid that you created, Tipper.
But where is those records being kept?
I'll check. They're somewhere. I don't know. Check.
We have to
But this one
rewatch
is
every
4.6.
episode. I'm just
Probably
joking.
need to rewatch all the episodes.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll look for
Someone is
them.
giddy
So
about that. It's just not going to
I know.
Down. I
I don't
haven't
know. I'm
watched
about to
any
rewatch this
one
three,
of
four
them.
times.
I haven't watched even one of them, but
Plus,
see.
you guys. Don't you want to know how entertaining you are?
I
Okay.
mean, I believe you.
All right, great. Yeah, so
Okay, all right.
I think in general, a pretty amazing discussion. Another Poker Reads discussion. Do we have the next book that we want to tease already? I feel like we may already have that.
Was it Jessie's?
Jessie?
Jessie, that's your book,
With
right?
me?
Your
We will come back to you.
something in Kigali.
Oh yeah,
The
baking
Kigali
cakes in
book?
Kigali. Yes,
Hmm.
baking cakes in Kigali. But I
Is
don't
that
know.
for the
I haven't
show
read it yet.
Pick?
Say
I
again?
mean, it looks nice. Hopefully, it's a nice read. It's as nice as this one. So
It started out nicely, so
Wait, Nana, share your screen. Can you share
and
your
it'll be nice to watch. I mean, to read something East African. I don't think we've only read West African stories. So to read something East African,
yeah, this would be everything.
wow. Yeah,
screen?
you will relate to
I'm
them and what
excited.
we
It's
think.
available in my library, so that is very exciting.
Can we repeat the title of that book again? I didn't get it.
Baking
Baking cakes
Cakes
in
in
Kigali.
by
Baking-
Gail Parkin.
Yeah, so we have our next Poker Reads pick, which is Jessie's pick. This was my pick. And yes, okay,
Wow.
great. So this brings us to the end of Poker Reads. Of course, it is brought to you by Poka Health, which is a period tracker and women's health app designed for African women. You can scan the code on screen to download the app if you already have it or find it in your app store. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed this episode. See you at the next Poker Reads 1 month from now. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Um,